Spain can be a hard country to get right in Geoguessr. Sometimes it looks like Italy, sometimes it looks like Turkey, sometimes it looks like Mexico, and sometimes it looks like Hawaii. In this video I will show you exactly what to look for to guess Spain correctly, and after this video you will be in Spain with the DS. I'm also gonna go through some regional clues so you don't go like Barcelona on the Canary Islands. But enough talking, let's go. Look at this yellow thing. This is a reflector inside the guardrail. It is one of the best tips, and the thing about European countries is a lot of the European countries have their own guardrails with their own small quirks and differences, and Spain is the only country that has yellow reflectors like this inside the guardrail crack. And let's look at this pedestrian crossing sign, because this is very unique to Spain, and what you can possibly see is this pedestrian crossing has like 1 million lines. Let's actually count them. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lines on the pedestrian crossing, which is very a lot, and it's the most in any European country, I think. So it's a very nice clue, which you should always look for, because the pedestrian crossing signs are basically everywhere in the country. And there is yet another thing in this location which is very handy for Spain, and that is this danger sign. All the signs in Spain that have red edges look like this. And what do I mean by that? I mean that their edges does not have like a white edge to it, it's just red all the way through, so even the edge of it is red and looks like really smooth in a way. And this does not only go for this type of sign, you can also see it on the speed limit in the distance. That one's a little blurry, but this one you can see there's like no edge. And you can also see the font is like, it looks a little different to all the other European countries, so if you just play a little Spain, you will notice that these signs are very unique and possible to recognize. So those things are probably the most useful tips for new Geoguessr players, and of course Spain drives on the right side of the road, and Spain has a European type of license plates, which you can see here. But as I said in the start of the video, Spain can look like a lot of different things. As you can see here, it's super lush and green. This very green hilly landscape is very common in the north, from Galicia over here into the Asturias regions and all the way over to the Basque country and also into the Pyrenees. Of course I made this location so I know that it's close to Bilbao, but yeah, green equals north in Spain, remember that. And wow, look at this, I'm gonna find the 5k super magical. It's this, right? I think it's this. Yes, it is. Wow, I got the 5k. Here we have another round which is much more dry than the last one, and we have the yellow things inside the guardrails, just as I talked about. And we also have the European style license plate, which I also talked about. Another thing about Spain that you need to remember is you can have these dashed outer lines, which you usually do not have in, for example, Italy or Turkey, which are two countries that is very easily mixable with Spain. With this very dry climate, you can pretty much only be in Spain to my knowledge. And here's tip number 7, which are these chevrons, as they're called. They're like meant to indicate there's a sharp turn, and in Spain they often look like this with black and white arrows. But you also see these blue ones, which you can see really good from here, but it's just the same as this, except it's blue. In a lot of countries you will see these in just one arrow in a square. In Spain, however, you can find them really long like this, with multiple arrows in the same sign. Now for the region guess, as you can see, it's pretty relatively flat here, maybe there's some mountains in the distance, and it is pretty dry, which means that we are usually going to be in the south of the country. Also don't remember these places up here. I, however, remember where I put the location, so I'm just gonna tap here and be exactly correct. And now for tip number 8, there are the Spanish bollards, which look like this. It's very easy to remember because they look exactly like a lot of other European bollards, however they have a yellow reflector in the middle, and that is pretty easy to remember since the reflectors in the guardrails are also the same color of yellow. When you are very close to them, you can also see they're kind of like hollow in the middle, as you can see in this picture, and that is a very good clue for Spain. Again, you can also see it's pretty dry here, but there's also a lot of mountains in the distance, which you will see a lot in Spain. And here is a topographical map of Spain. This basically means where are there mountains and where are there no mountains. You can also of course kind of see this on the Geoguessr map, so if you are in a very flat place, you might want to click somewhere in Spain that you know is very flat, and if you can see mountains, you might want to click there instead. So since we're in a very flat place with mountains to the south, I think we are either going to be here in the Valladolid area, or we're going to be further south here, south of Madrid, in one of these two places. I'm gonna guess here, but I really don't know, I can't remember, and it was just there. Second to last tip here, in Spain you can see these signs which indicate what road you're on. The road system is usually a letter with some numbers after it, and they really depend on which region you are in. The N ones means it's a national road, so they can be found all over the country. So regional roads also sometimes have like letters to indicate which region or city they're in. For example, in Bilbao, the roads start often with BI. But the N road is national, as I said. So I'm just gonna guess here on the N120. I think I made it like here. Nice, wow, shocker, 5k again. Who could do? Wow, I'm really good. And here we have a green kilometer marker with the letters LE, which means maybe it's close to Leon. Let's see, yeah, here we have the LE roads, this is a very useful tip to 5k in Spain. And in the Pyrenees region of Spain, you can find these very big mountains. They have often a lot of exposed light gray rock. There's often a lot of greenery and trees here, however there's more of like a alpine landscape than up in the northern mountains in Asturias here, so we're gonna be in the Pyrenees here. And lastly, maybe the coolest place in all of Spain are the Canary Islands, which have like awesome black rock. It looks very volcanic a lot of the times. So if you see like very black rocks and you have no idea where you are and you see this is a Spanish sign. Oh, of course, we're in the Canary Islands. And this time we're going to be up here. Somewhere here. Nice. So that was most of the tips you need to recognize Spain, but lastly I just want to say some things I want you to remember. Firstly, you need to remember that Spain is not just mainland Spain here, we also have the Balearic Islands, the Canary Islands, and Melilla and Ceuta here by Morocco. So this, as you can see, we have the rock here, this is Gibraltar north of us, so we're on Ceuta here. Also, if you want to learn more about Spain in Geoguessr, plonkit.net has probably the best guide to help you learn regional clues for Spain, and also a lot of the ones I mentioned in this video. I'm gonna leave the link in the description. Yeah, that's it. I hope you learned something from this video about Spain, and goodbye!